Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, family. It's time. We'll go ahead and begin. See who's on the line. Inshallah, Sister Ruby, if you mind, would you mind starting us off with Astaghfirullah bihi, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم بحق وجه الله تعالى كريم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وتقبل مني واتقبل قولي طيبا إليك به أستغفر الله به أستغفر الله العظيم وأتوب إليه من ظواهر ومن غيوب سألته بحق وجه الله مغفرة من جملة مناهي تبت له من جملة السجائر مع كبائر ومن دمائر يغفر لي في كل ما تقدم ما تأخر وما بينهما فإني أعلم وزدني الله علما وأدبا وفهما ربي اكشف العلوم النافعة وجعل حياتي من شكاء إيمانها اكشف لي الأسرار وقوامدها يا خير من كشف سرا قامدا اجمع جميع ما تفرق لدى كتيمنا الخير والسفل كلدا لكل ذا تفكر الأعظم يا ربي بكن وتاسما كلاميا هب لي يا أكرم في التلاوة خيرا كثيرا من طوى الهلاوة بارك لي اللهم في آياتي وجاء فؤادي وتنا آياتي هب لي كوني بشر لمن يتوب ولي زواهر أبي ما قيوب قبولا نكون به طاهرا من الذنوب والمعاصي والآفات حتى أدخل جنتي ويدا متكونا برحمتك يا رحمن يا رحيم.
Ameen. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. At this time, I'll proceed to share my screen. We will proceed with the daily weird of the Tariqat Shadaliya Yaqubi as given to Sheikh Sufi Ba from Sheikh Atlan Baghdadi in Morocco to be recited in the morning and after Salatul Maghrib, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. I'm not sure if Sister Shatikwa is available. If she's not, Brother Issa Bey, would you mind reciting Astaghfirullah Adim 100 times for us, inshallah?
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Astaghfirullah Adim, 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 Astaghfirullah Astaghfirullahaladzim, 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 Astaghfirullahaladzim.
Ameen. Ameen. We send prayers on the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Maulana Simba Ali,
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Lumi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Lumi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Lumi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad Nabi Lumi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلام. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah. La ilaha illallah 100 times. Bismillah. لا إله إلا الله 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 Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, Sallallahu ala Muhammad, Adada ma kalaka fi sama'i, Adada ma kalaka fil ardi, Adada ma bayna thalik, Adada ma huwa kaliku. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Mathari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izati amma yasifun wa salamun ala mursalin walhamdulillah ya rabbil alamin. Amen. At this time, we will recite Salatu Yaqubi 47 times, followed by the name of Allah 111 times. Bismillah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Matari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Matari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Matari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Matari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Abdika wa Nabiyika, Matari rahmati rabbaniya, wa yunaiti ilahiya, وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مطر رحمة ربانية ويناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ونبيك مثل رحمة ربانية وعناية إلهية وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Reciting the name of Allah 111 times. We ask that you close your eyes and visualize the Arabic name of Allah over the third eye. Bismillah. Allah, 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 Allah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, family. At this time, we'll proceed with the aphorism of Al-Hikam. Aphorism 24. I'll go ahead and read it, share some thoughts on it, and then open up for everyone to share their thoughts. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So long as you are in the world, be not surprised at the existence of sorrows, for truly it manifests nothing but what is in keeping with its character or its inevitable nature. I'll repeat that. So long as you are in the world, be not surprised at the existence of sorrows, for truly it manifests nothing but what is in keeping with its character or its inevitable nature. A couple of things came to mind when I read this. I reflected on what we spoke about yesterday, dealing with the alterities, and something Sister Shatika was mentioning about, in this life, you have, you're going to have a mixture of ups and downs, happiness and sorrow, or joy and pain, and things of that nature, and that we shouldn't look forward to being free of that, because that's what keeps us in a state of looking towards Allah. And then also I thought about a statement that I heard Sheikh Sufi Ba said, I believe in a video, where he spoke about how the Sufi will laugh when everyone else is crying, and crying when everyone else is laughing. So it kind of put me in that mindset to not be taken overwhelmed by sorrow, being in this world, because that's just a part of life, keeping it can only manifest what's in its nature, in the Circle 7, it's read that the world, that life, paraphrasing, is a delusion, and then the end of it is sorrow. This life of this physical world. So we shouldn't be tied or connected to it. That's what the essence of it is. It's just not to be caught in this life, this dunya, because it can let you down. So back to this, as long as you're in the world, don't be surprised at it. Don't be surprised at the letdown. Don't be surprised that it even exists. So that's what thought came to my mind when I read this aphorism. So I'll open up if anyone else want to share their thoughts on aphorism 24.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Definitely agree. And as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking pretty much problems is going to happen. Sadness is going to happen. Trials are going to come. It's meant to happen. That person that cussed you out while you was walking down the street for no reason, or that argument that you got into with your spouse, or the disagreement you got into with your boss, or whatever. These things is going to happen. It is your responsibility to manage who you are. It's your responsibility to know that these things are going to happen. These things are going to come. So as long as you know that these things are going to come, you control and dictate the outcome of how it's going to happen. Your reaction to it, whether it's going to make you angry or whatever the case may be. These things happen. But as it also says, in the Quran, that there with every hardship comes twice the ease. So no matter how much problems you're going through, know that there is always a light at the end.
I mean, absolutely. There's after difficulties, hardship comes ease, absolutely. And that's something that we need to be mindful of. Yeah, it is your responsibility to manage who you are. Absolutely. Shatika. Yeah. I was thinking about when you were saying that, hold on, Simba, I was thinking about where my perception of sorrow was, how it transformed, and I reflect back to the death of or the transition of my father back in 2014. Like that was the most painful time of my existence. The most painful time because of how close I was and what he taught me. But what I learned through that, and it was a process, was not to be sad at death. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that. You know what I mean? Because I had to learn that truly that we're not the body. I heard it, I read it, but I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? I even had my father visit after that. You know what I'm saying? And I could see him just like I could see anybody else. And I had to really go through that experience. And so as time went on, there was several other funerals in my family. And I didn't have the same, initially, because we're human, you'll have the initial sense like, but as I really thought about it, death doesn't hit me the same. It really doesn't, because I know of the true existence of us as souls. We're not the body, you know what I'm saying? Not the body, we're not even the mind. So yeah, absolutely. Anyone else want to share? Inshallah. Sorrow is something that we all will experience. It's sometimes we all have experience. I definitely say that we all have experience.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
I want to read a part of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple. It say the greatest of all human ills is sorrow. Too much of this thou art is born into. Add not unto it by thy own perverseness. Excuse me. I mean,
gratitude, Brother Issa Bey. Yeah, absolutely. We shouldn't add on to. Yeah, that's a human frailty that we have, and we can prolong sorrow. To your point, Brother Issa Bey, we can prolong it. We can be in a state of woe is me. We can keep going and perpetuate that, and that's all an aspect of the mind. The mind will hold on to the sorrow because you have to remember what it is that you're sorry about or feeling the sorrow about. And yeah, that's something that we should strive to not hold on to, not be attached to, because it is the nature of it is to bring that feeling, to bring that grief out of it. That's why it exists. The same way the existence of joy, its nature is to bring us into an elevated state. So yeah, to raise up out of that duality. Absolutely. I mean,
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
It brings about two things in my heart. You often hear people who suffer of a heart attack, they had a broken heart. They had these feelings of their heart not being fulfilled. I know in 2012, I got gout in both feet. For 1 year, I wouldn't take medicine. I wanted to understand how I got it. And it was a difficult time for my family. I had just had a baby. And I'm like, how did I get this? Couldn't feel a breeze from another room on my feet. It was tremendous. It was my heart and the conversation I was having with myself over years that created that condition. So the sentence here in the aphorism that says, for truly it manifests nothing but what is in keeping with its character or its inevitable nature. The more your ideas are perpetuated inside you, they manifest into a physical condition. That's what hit me. So I mean,
Yeah, that self-talk is real. It is so real. The greatest of all human ills is sorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, that you just brought to mind, Sister Shatika, about the mystery of water. I know that was shared in the chat. Uh, how certain words um can alter the molecular structure of water. You know, just saying certain words, which are frequencies, thoughts are frequencies as well. And of course, the body consists of over 70% water. Absolutely. Absolutely. So to put it in that context, like we have to be very, very mindful of our thoughts, very mindful of, because we're actually putting things into our body. We're actually changing the structure in our very body that can bring illness. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, um, anyone else would like to share any thoughts on this? Yeah. I mean, well, this is definitely one of those aphorisms that that when you ponder upon it, you definitely think of it in the context of rising above the aspect of sorrow, at least not being attached to it. I mean, don't be surprised at the existence of sorrow. It's just something of this world, of this dunya. So, alhamdulillah. Um, at this time, I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bismillah. No, I just wanted to affirm what you're saying about the nature of this world, because in the Quran, it says that things are created in pairs, in this particular manifestation. So there's the pair of day and night, man and woman, hot and cold, so that creation is in its nature a duality. So understanding that duality, when the negativity comes, understand that it comes with the positive. When the positive comes, understand that it has its pair. It's something that I tell my son when he gets into complain mode. I would tell myself too. So, when things seem so negative, you're just looking at one side of that coin, that if you flip it, there's another side. So this is what I think the Sufi does, is a remarkable thing that the Sufi can do, is that when it's presented with one aspect of creation, the Sufi has the ability to reframe her mind or his mind and see the other side of it. So, and that's why a Sufi can say Alhamdulillah in all situations, and that the duality has a singular essence, and that singular essence is good. It's just the quality, like trying to think of a good example. You guys know, like, something really crazy. So, well, I'll say, like, in my current situation, my son had become very ill, and he's been in the hospital for like maybe like 2 weeks now. And, it's really devastating. But I was able to say, like, in the midst of the pain of it, I was able to say, Alhamdulillah. It was really hard to say that, but I could say Alhamdulillah. And then I was able to, like, flip my mind, like just start to look at it as a positive thing, as like, wow, this is happening to him. And this is so good for him, because what brought him here were like some bad habits. And this is an opportunity for him to let go of some of that stuff. And there's so many other positives. I don't want to go into my life, but there were so many other positives I could draw from it, and it's like a constant choice, I think. And the Sufi chooses to be positive in all situations, to be grateful in every single situation, to see the other side of that duality. Yeah, and it's that verse. I can't remember the surah in the Quran, but it's really popular. And it goes, فَإِنَّمَا usra. I think فَإِنَّمَا usri usra, وَإِنَّمَا usri usra. It's like in the difficulty is the ease. In the sickness is the remedy. Like, you know what I mean? So that just remembering that this world really is a duality. There is no getting out of that. And that whenever one part of that duality comes, it's incumbent upon us to look for the other side. So when we get like super giddy, when something really good happens and we start like, getting drunk off of happiness, always remember that, this thing could be an actual test, look at the other side of this thing and be cautious. So if you come into like a lot of money and you're just like, that, just, it's good to sober up and look at that other side. Just like, this could be a test, and how am I being wise with this money? Am I giving in charity? Am I saving a little bit? Like sobering up. Yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Absolutely, Sister Ruby. Um, Allah, Allah is always in control. Uh, even in the times that you think are down times. Um, and I love what you said about it. The Sufi uh, can change his or her perspective on a thing, to be able to see the flip of the coin and actually shift the energy in doing so, because thought is energy. That's the alchemy. That's, they talk about the Kabbalion, one of the Hermetic principles being or the laws being the law of polarity, and that's truly what the Sufi is a master of, mastering the polarity and rising above it. And like you said, both essences, both polarities are part of the same pole. It's like temperature, like hot or cold. It's just a variance of degree. And again, what will be hot to somebody will be cold to somebody else. You be in a room, somebody thinks it's cold, somebody thinks it's hot, somebody thinks it's just right. It's all on, the state of the mind. And truly Allah, the best of planners and is in control. So, alhamdulillah, absolutely. Absolutely. May Allah absolutely bless your son. We definitely pray that Allah bless your son with a speedy recovery and always keep you and your son in Allah's hands. Alhamdulillah. Thanks Allah. If
Ameen.
I mean, I mean,
I mean,
I mean,
I mean,
I mean, family. At this time, if we want to proceed with a recitation, we know we've been closing out with a recitation of one of the verses from Salatul Mashishia. We can do that, inshallah. I mean. All right. I think we're at the fourth one. Malana Simba.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
وتنازلت علوم آدم فأجاز كلائك 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 وتنازلت علوم آدم فأجاز كلائك. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And now we'll proceed with a recitation, once from three light beings, inshallah. I can start off. Wa tanazalat ulumu adama fa'ajal astaghfirullah. Wa tanazalat ulumu adama fa'ajazal khala'ik. I mean, anyone else?
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
وتنازلت علوم آدم فأجاز الخلائق وتنازلت علوم آدم فأجاز خلائق وتنازلت علوم فجاز خلائق Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Love that recitation. I mean, is there anyone else?
Jërëjëf.
I mean, anyone else would like to recite?
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
وتنازل علوم آدم فأجزاء الخلائق.
I mean. This is the one in whom descended the knowledge of Adam and thus stymied all of creation. Meaning Prophet Muhammad. No, Muhammad existed before Adam and he descended with the knowledge of Adam. I mean, alhamdulillah. Family, we are 1 minute past the hour. Before we conclude with Salatul Fati, Salatul Fati, if anyone else want to share any thoughts or just speak on anything what's on your heart, definitely feel free, inshallah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
I heard on YouTube a recitation of the Salatul Mashish. And from my opinion, and from me listening to many qasaids and recitations, everyone on here sounds more authentic than what was recorded on you, what I heard on YouTube. It sounds more like it has more heart, more soul in it. You know, I've listened to many qasaids, many dhikrs and everything, and from just the small recitations that everybody does, so it's more soul in it. So everybody keep your light. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Malana Simba, you made me think about something. Something Sheikh Sufi Ba said. He said he gave a story about he was I think he was catching an Uber or a ride. Someone was driving him. This Muslim from Egypt. He was in America, but he originally from Egypt. He said he didn't find Islam until he came to America. He said how they would do salat and watch TV at the same time. Astaghfirullah. Like that's how it just made me think about that in that context. Astaghfirullah. But alhamdulillah to the fact that we have that yearning desire, we have that sincerity, and that's what's key. That's what's gonna take us straight to Allah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'll close out with Salatul Fatih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatihi lima uglika wa katimi lima sabaka nasir al-haqi bil-haqi wal-hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi haqi qadrihi wa miqdarihi ladin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Love and life, fam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.
Waalaikumsalam.